I'm Owen Murray, and my favorite fish to catch, probably a brook trout or maybe a big brown trout. I've been fishing since probably preschool or kindergarten just for bluegill. I really got serious about fishing probably in 7th or 8th grade. Yeah, I've just been pursuing it since middle school, high school, pretty much. Some of my favorite days are when you get out there, you have no idea, you do no thinking beforehand, and you just do. You just get out in the water and throw a few flies around and see what happens and let your mind be at peace and don't worry too much about making it happen. Just have a good time out there. There's so much uncertainty involved in this sport, and that makes it so much fun. You have to stay on your toes and be willing to adapt. That uncertainty allows you to completely escape every part of your life outside of fishing. In other words, when you get on the water, you're so consumed by figuring out that uncertainty, dealing with it, handling it, that you forget everything else that's going on. You forget about schoolwork, you forget about social problems, you forget about anything that might be bugging you, and just kind of, revel in that uncertainty at hand. Just kind of want to be on the bank or what?
Yeah. Are you gonna be crossing the water and stuff?
Not much, just with my ankle. It's been pretty hard for me to. There's this one spot where we could cross the river and get on kind of this backwoods game trail that's not that far of a hike and it's not that difficult, and we could walk it down into water that just never gets fished, and it's usually pretty freaking good. Yeah, I'm taking the boot off just because I need to get out there, and obviously you and I have kind of been on this grind together, and we've got some leads on some big fish pretty much. And as soon as I got this injury, the first thing I thought of was, well, that's gonna screw up my project with Ned, that's gonna screw up my fishing. But sometimes you just gotta get to a point where you can't let it get in the way and just suck it up. Yeah, this is just called Flyagra. Dry fly floating, fix your fly dysfunction. Basically just helps your dry flies stay high and dry a little bit longer. Yo, what up, Carlton? I'll text you. I'm on the water.
Okay, bye.
There he goes. Feisty little sucker. If it were super easy to predict, everybody would figure it out at some point and wouldn't be fun anymore. You have to understand the body of water, where the fish may or may not be, the weather, years of experience beforehand. You have to be able to process that. But more importantly, you have to understand that it's fishing and anything can happen at any time. When there's high flows, there's just a lot more oxygenated, nutrient-rich or food-rich water for them to hang out in. But a big part of it too, I guess, is when it's this low and clear, they have to find spots that have food but also offer shelter from predators, and there's a lot of birds on this river, so... Oh, it's absolutely a craft, yeah. Fly fishing is a craft. It's an art. Fishing brings out the most human qualities in everybody. You can get super angry when a fish isn't reacting to your fly. You can get super happy when stuff goes right. Yeah, it just brings out the extreme emotions that human beings feel, and I like it for that. Fish all over the place.
Looks like it. Alright, that's good.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think we're heading back, but it was a nice afternoon. You definitely have to be okay with failure. You have to have short-term memory loss for sure. And it's hard. Every great angler has a tough time doing that. You have to remember there's always going to be a day where everything does go right. There's plenty of days where it doesn't, but we live for those days where everything does go right. That's frustrating.
You lost him?
Yeah. I don't think I poked him. I think he spit it out before I set the hook. So hopefully she'll eat again. You know, you got to put your time in. You have to understand that experience really builds yourself as an angler more than anything else. You know, you can read everything online, but until you actually do it on the water, you're not going to really submit to that craft. And no, those spiritual days where I'm just out there by myself in the woods having a good time, regardless of whether I'm catching fish, are definitely the best ones. Fly fishing has instilled a lot of values that I feel are kind of my best representations as myself as a person, despite how hard conditions are, despite how inexperienced I was a few years ago when I was, just 15 or 14. It taught me that, you really can achieve something if you never give up and keep putting your time in and keep putting your mind to it. It's also taught me the value of friendship. I've made a lot of friends through fly fishing and a few jobs I've had in the fishing industry, and yeah, it's taught me how to respect guys who are older than you, who know more than you, how to learn from them and how to become friends with them, and taught me how to respect the knowledge that they've developed over years and not just tell anybody about it. And it's taught me about loyalty. It's taught me a lot of things. Conservation. I don't know if I'd be as serious about preserving nature as I am now if it weren't for my time on the water. And I care about wildlife so much and care about cold water fish and all fish, and yeah, it's taught me a lot of stuff that I'm very thankful for.